Let's show you the road ahead for the Lady Pioneers. They have Walsh tomorrow. If it stays clear, they have the fields tarped. So hopefully that rain can let up and they can get 2 in. That's 3 o'clock tomorrow. That can be heard on 670 AM WPPJ. And Zana and Zelenka scheduled to go tomorrow, as well as Friday. They are scheduled to go against Cedarville. That's a USG t-shirt night, so come out and get your t-shirts. 3 o'clock out there at Linfield in Robinson. That will also be on 670 AM WPPJ. If you can't come out to the game, sit inside, listen to it in the cafe. Let's bring in Kevin Calhoun to talk about these 2 games. Let's talk about the pitching. They have Nzana and Zelenka scheduled to go both those games. Heigl's injured, so you're looking at a 3-person rotation here for the upcoming week or so.
Yeah, and the Pioneers really got lucky, Josh, that they only have the 2-game sets here this week, so Zelenka and Nzana can both go twice this week. And for the Pioneers, I'm not convinced that they're going to play tomorrow. Obviously, you touched on the weather. We'll see what it looks like. As of right now, it's iffy.
Yeah, if not tomorrow, though, probably Wednesday. So if that one does get postponed, look for Wednesday. You can follow the Point Park Athletic Department on Twitter, Point Park Sports. Also check the Point Park Athletic website to see if that'll be tomorrow or Tuesday. But looks like they're going to get 4 in regardless this week.
Yeah, but my point being that if it does get rained out tomorrow and they have to play Wednesday, how does that affect Zelenka and Nzana now pitching on 2 days rest going against Cedarville this weekend? So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how deep they can go, because you're talking about a three-person rotation right now, and if you have to pitch 4 ladies in 3 days, all of a sudden you're talking about who's that fourth, who's going to go.
With baseball and softball, it is a little bit different as far as the arm action there. It's much more difficult. Almost out of the question it would be for a baseball pitcher to go. But would do that underhand rotation, it looks like they could probably go both those days.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The point is you obviously you don't want to put it in that situation is what I'm saying. Right. I mean, even if they can go, it's not necessarily that you want them to go. So you need to figure out the injuries here with this team. You can't have 3 softball pitchers go for the rest of the season. And these are 4 really tough tests for the Pioneers on the road at Walsh, and then a very above 500 Cedarville team coming in.
They need to build off of what they did over the weekend, and the bats need to be there. They really do hit well at home, and they need to continue it, especially tomorrow against Walsh. That's a bottom half AMC conference team. You can't afford to drop even one of them at home.
Yeah, you talk about this Walsh team, and you talk about, again, they are lacking, as you said. And the Pioneer team, when we saw that power displayed, Linfield is not a pitcher's ballpark. This is a place where the Pioneers have and can and probably will, for the rest of the season, keep knocking the ball around this place. And they have a great opportunity to do so tomorrow.
What do you see out of the 4 against Walsh and then Cedarville later on in the week?
I'm going to go with 3 out of 4 for the Pioneers right now. I give them the clean sweep tomorrow against Walsh, and then maybe just due to arm fatigue, depending on how Zelenka and Nzana are feeling, we'll drop 1. I don't know which one. It depends on which pitcher's feeling what.
That could possibly catapult them to first in the AMC conference. Kevin, thank you.
Absolutely.
We'll have highlights next week for you of the Cedarville doubleheader on Friday. Let's move over to baseball. Let's show you the road ahead for the men. They have a loaded week. Let's just put it that way. They got 2 against Lock Haven tomorrow. Again, if that one's scheduled to go. Then they added, this just happened within the past couple hours, they added a tri-match on Wednesday, a tri-match, so to speak, against Penn State, Greater Allegheny, and Washington Evangelist. They'll play both those teams once on Wednesday. And then the big one, the absolute monster on Friday and Saturday. They have Mount Vernon of Nazarene. The Cougars will come into town on Saturday. You can hear that on the 670 AM WPPJ. On Friday, Saturday, Peluso, Lautzenheiser, Clark Monroe, all scheduled to go. Let's bring in Aaron Cooney. Let's talk about Sean Clark. This kid has been absolutely magnificent in that 3-hole. It's almost like having 3 aces on your club right now, the way that Peluso, Lautzenheiser, and Clark's been pitching. But Clark, definitely a very underrated guy there.
Just huge for the Pioneers to have that, to be able to go to a guy in a third part of a game or start off another doubleheader like you have seen down the road and we'll probably see on Saturday. But just been huge for the Pioneers. You already mentioned Peluso and Lautzenheiser, 6-0 and 5-1 for Peluso. But Clark, just quietly 4-1, 3 of those complete games for the win. Hasn't only had really one really bad outing. Appearance 7 different times, and just been really good for the Pioneers in 36-inning pitch.
And Clark's confidence is really impressive to me. When he gets himself into jams, he can really use that curveball to really work it backdoor into the zone, especially against right-handed hitters. It really freezes him. You saw with Harris and Weedo at the top of the show with the highlights how well he throws that curveball and really freezes the batter in the box.
And that's huge to have the confidence like that, especially for a sophomore pitcher to be coming in, throwing right into the rotation like that. And to be able to get himself out of jams, to be able to use the defense that he needs to go ahead and get out of his jams like that, and just huge for the Pioneers to have that. And a sophomore, a lot of these guys stepping into a new place in this team.
Well, Clark, it's no secret that I think his confidence really came from Duquesne, too. When that baseball team folded, he was a Division I prospect in NCAA, and now he's down here, a great pickup for Lauren Torres, just like taking what Duquesne just gave away.
Kind of gift wrap for him, you know, coming right down the street here, play at Point Park. And again, local guy's going to stick around here. It's huge for the Pioneers to get a pickup like that. And as you said, Division I talent like that with Duquesne and coming to Point Park. You really can't beat that, and the Pioneers benefit from that to have a third pitcher in the rotation like that.
How do you see the Pioneers doing against Mount Vernon over the weekend?
You know, I'm going to call it a split. Mount Vernon, they come in really good lineup batting-wise, and they can also get it done there with the pitching. They have 4 pitchers, all 4 of their starters, under 4 ERA, very solid. So I'd take a split right now.